I don't like most women. How about that? But I do like the women that I like. Most women are unattractive to me, mentally and physically. They're entitled, selfish, annoying, and their topics of conversation are so superficial, I can't stand it. Most women are legit unattractive physically. If I strip them of their makeup, their eyelashes, their eyeliner, and all the extras they have on, if I take out the silicone and undo the BBL, most of these women look like bad skin having funny looking boys. So I don't like most women.
Welcome to Femininity by Rachel V. I'm your host, Rachel V, and we are here with your co-host, Stephanie.
Hi,
welcome back. Femmes, you have to make sure that you guys are liking, subscribing, and leaving comments. We need those comments to continue to grow the channel. I think I've been forgetting to say it. So, Steph, tonight we have a really good topic.
Yes.
We are going to be talking about light feminine and dark feminine.
This is Rachel's specialty and one that everyone needs to bookmark, save, come back to, clip, because it's a good topic.
You know, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we were talking about guy. I'm going to pull it up so you guys can listen.
Okay. I also want to know what made you decide that you were going to harness this skill. Because I know that it came from a reason. You had to flip the script and
basically, you do have to flip the script. But basically, I have been, at one point of my life, probably when I was married, I was very nice and, little house on the prairie girl. Mm-hmm. And then when you're in this happy space and you kind of letting things go over your head and, you're so happy that you're just, living your life day to day.
Right.
And I try to practice not being in a negative mood space or let things bother me.
And drain you.
Yeah. But people can kind of sometimes take you as a pushover. So then my dark side has to come out.
Right.
So I use my dark feminine to make decisions. I use my dark feminine in business. I use my dark feminine when I'm setting boundaries. I use my dark feminine when I am, setting the tone for something.
Sure. So one of the biggest lessons that I have learned from Rachel, which I mentioned on one of the first episodes, it was the first you talked about it. It's the whole premise of femininity, but just how powerful it is that you don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to curse. You don't need to get all up in arms, but you can change the pace. But I love that you're saying that there's still two sides to that.
It is definitely
to that quietness or that air.
Like Stephanie was saying, it is definitely two sides. And I am going to basically give you guys examples and teach you how to turn it on and turn it off in the proper way. But before we go into that, I want you guys to listen to this clip. And we are going to navigate through when to be dark.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I want you guys to listen to this.
Always talking about,
if he don't like women, he could just say that.
I don't like most women. How about that? But I do like the women that I like. Most women are unattractive to me, mentally and physically. They're entitled, selfish, annoying, and their topics of conversation are so superficial, I can't stand it. Most women are legit unattractive physically. If I strip them of their makeup, their eyelashes, their eyeliner, and all the extras they have on, if I take out the silicone and undo the BBL, most of these women look like bad skin having funny looking boys. So I don't like most women, but I do like the women that I like. For all the women in my comments,
I just want to make sure everybody hear it again.
If he don't like women, he could just say that.
I don't like most women. How about that? But I do like the women that I like. Most women are unattractive to me, mentally and physically. They're entitled, selfish, annoying, and their topics of conversation are so superficial, I can't stand it. Most women are legit unattractive physically. If I strip them of their makeup, their eyelashes, their eyeliner, and all the extras they have on, if I take out the silicone and undo the BBL, most of these women look like bad skin having funny looking boys. So I don't like most women, but
I mean, for starters, that's a man that is definitely hiding behind some secrets, and he's hiding behind a big chain and sunglasses. So you want to strip something back? That's so crazy.
Absolutely. So we are going to. When I saw that, I wasn't triggered because I know I am a quality woman. It's obvious that he has came across some like people that I don't know, maybe wasn't quality to him, but
Well, I don't think he likes women. That's just period, point blank. I think
don't think so either.
I think that he's hiding. He's angry,
for sure,
for
sure.
And I also think one thing that I realized this last week is that people don't get triggered on things that they don't embody.
Right.
So you could get triggered based on a situation that's happened to you. There's no doubt about that. So I won't take that away from people because I've experienced that myself. But if I make some sweeping statement about men are XYZ, a man that doesn't embody those qualities isn't going to get all up in arms and isn't going to freak out.
Right.
Because he's going to understand you've experienced that, but that's not who I am. I have nothing to defend because that's not me.
Right.
But those that freak out, it's because they are defensive because they embody those things.
Yeah. So it's funny when we hear things like that because people put everybody in a box, like they generalize
Totally.
every woman,
Totally.
and put everybody
Labels.
the same. And it's so wild to me because we know it's tiers to people. Like
Right.
it's different tiers. You know, everyone has like a low vibe person, and you have someone that's working on themselves, and then you have that top tier person that you aspire to be.
Right.
And when I just heard him talking, I was just like, So anyway, I am going to tell you guys how to handle somebody like that, right? So if you ever run into a person of this caliber, he's ignorant. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that he's ignorant. But if you run into someone like that, I think we had this conversation on the last podcast, and that we never raise our voice, and you don't even want to get into a argument with a person, like a debate,
it's a
not even
drainer
an
on
argument.
your energy.
You don't even want to get into a debate with a person like that. You just want to maintain your light feminine. You want to smile and just go about your business. I think that when people are commenting, if it really doesn't apply to you, then just don't leave him a comment, because he's feeding off of the comments that women are saying back to him. If you just leave it alone and say, okay, he's not for me.
Yeah.
He can say what he want about women, but just stop feeding him attention. It would just
keep your personal peace.
Yeah, because I think what's happening is he's getting attention from women.
100%.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah. People don't realize that that's still reinforcement.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
because he think he is the
whether
sugar.
it's, I mean, they teach you that in psychology. Whether it's negative or positive, if you're giving them a reaction, that's still reinforcement to something that they're doing.
Well, this is something we say in Baltimore. He think he the sugar, the honey, and the iced tea.
Yes,
for sure. So Stephanie, what you want to know about dark feminine?
Okay, so tell me. When do you turn it on, and when do you make a decision?
Okay, so I always turn it on when I feel like somebody's trying to play a game with me. And that's anybody, whether it's a female or male. So, okay. Inconsistencies.
Yes.
Make me turn it on. I am not the type of person that overplays my role.
Yeah, you aren't.
I play my role.
Yeah.
I am very equal balance, especially in friendships and relationships. I'm
an energy matcher.
I'm an energy matcher, but I don't change who I am.
Right.
I still continue to be myself.
Right.
But I don't overplay my role at all. And if I see someone, okay, say I was having a friendship with someone.
Sure.
And, we are feeding each other, and then something happens. In my mind, I'll say, what is different? And then I'll pull myself away. And sometimes you have to, because people only pretend, but for so long. When you get into relationships with people, I always say give people 9 months to show you exactly who they are.
Yeah.
It takes about 9 months. If you ever got into a relationship with someone, whether it be a friendship or a relationship, by that 9th month, everything that you have saw is going to come out.
Do you think that's gotten even shorter of a time frame since the internet and since people try to put a front on? So, like, do you think that the true colors might show quicker nowadays?
Yes, I do. So basically, you will see little things, but it'll be there in 9 months. 9 months, it'll be there.
Well, it's funny because on like health habits, lifestyle changes, they say 90 to 120 days. But I definitely think at 9 months, whether you're building a future or you're wasting your time. I think you definitely know that. But I do think that fakers, it's easier to fake in this world right now. Dating app culture, Instagram, filters. I think that that's a lot easier to put on a front. So I think that you can see some of those red flags very early on. I think it's some of the deeper seated personality characteristics that definitely you could be going through the motions and not realize until they come out later.
Yeah, and it's really hard sometimes for me to notice if someone is not their true self from like, what they present because I'm looking at it from my perspective. I am who I am.
I know.
On Instagram. I am who I am. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, hey, what you fronting about? You know what I mean? What are you playing this up for? Like, everybody is being who they are, right? But no, I've definitely had to learn that a couple of times, that people are just not they portray to be.
Totally. Okay, so give me an example of give me some examples of when you felt like, okay, other than inconsistencies, give me examples of how you speak in your dark feminine, and then like, how does it go from there?
Okay, so if I'm having a conversation, with like a male?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm having a conversation with a male and my voice is normally very low, like soft talking, so I say, I'm going to try to talk to you like a guy. I'm going to say Steph.
I'm glad it's hard.
Let's talk like this guy. Steph, what time are you picking me up for dinner?
7:30.
Okay. So let's say you're late or you have to cancel. I'll say, Steph, we have to talk about this. My time is important. You understand?
Like
See, it's a difference. So it's like more assertive. It's more direct. It's more like a little bit of bass in my voice.
Right.
As opposed to me being soft and sweet.
Yeah. I think mistakes that I've made in the past that I am in the process of correcting, but also have tried to act on it in the last couple of weeks, is I would say, it's okay. And I would let things go or give people more rope to hang themselves with. And really, I don't need to like boss someone around and tell them how to be, but I do think less is more in that, and they can tell. If they want to correct it, they're going to correct it right then, right?
Yeah. So the best way to use your dark feminine is, I guess, want to present a level of disapproval. So the only way you can do that is if you do something different.
Right.
So my tone is different and is visibly noticeable. Like when you're listening, not visibly, but you can hear a difference in my tone. My eye contact may be a little bit more strong. Like my eyes are more open versus being closed when I'm trying to be soft. So it has to be like a disapproval kind of thing. Like you have to like lead with that. So they can know what's the difference. Like, oh, this lady ain't playing with me. She noticed I was late. Oh.
So that's if someone didn't lead with you with an apology immediately, and they showed up like you should just play along.
Yeah, some people just have time management things, and they don't respect other people's time like that because they don't respect their own. So you got to kind of, that's your setting your boundary,
right?
Using your dark feminine to set your boundary, to let them know that I don't like to be late. Like I had a friend pick me up from the airport late. He's never seen me raise my voice or anything. Oh, but he heard me raise my voice that day. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I flew into Dallas Airport, and I was coming from Miami, and I flew in a little bit earlier. So I let them know what time I was going to be coming in and everything, and I had to get to work. So they were picking me up from work. I didn't ask. They offered to come and pick me up. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I let them know the time that I got there, whatever. Now I had like a duffel bag that day because I was staying a little long, a couple more days.
Sure.
So my bag was extremely heavy, and I was standing there for 30 minutes waiting for him to come. And I didn't say anything. I didn't call. I didn't say anything. I think I was just like, okay. I think when I arrived or whatever, I let them know I landed or whatever. And he was like, okay, I'll be 10 minutes. Girl, 10 minutes turned into 30 minutes. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was living in my mind. Like I'm standing there with my bag. So when he got there, and this thing talked about this for maybe like 2 weeks straight, right? And I didn't care. When he got there, I made him get out the car, get my bag, open the door, do all of that. And we didn't talk the whole ride. I didn't say nothing the whole ride. He kept talking. I kept, everything was, yeah, sure. I was very, very, very like
cold.
Just not even there.
Right.
So when I got to my job, because I knew I was getting ready to get out the car and he wasn't going to be able to go back and forth with me.
Right.
I was like, it was really rude to have me standing there for 30 minutes holding my bag. I'm sitting there waiting. You could at least call it was cold. I didn't bring the proper jacket. I was going on and on and on, laying it on him. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, oh my God. So he had said something to his friend, like Rachel was being a diva, and I hate that.
Yeah, me too. That's a role reversal. No, you need to apologize.
You just need to apologize.
Didn't show up.
He did apologize, but then I learned later on that this was who he was as a person. Totally. He's late. That's why he was kind of like stuck that I had said something, and
Early on in my career, I guess because I was so young in an arena where people were a lot older than me, I was always paranoid to like not make mistakes.
Right.
And I saw someone that was like the assistant to like the top executive at this company. And she made a huge mistake. And I was like, oh my God. And she ran into this man's office and was like, I fucked up. I did this. I'm so sorry. And he just looked at her and he said, okay, let's fix it. And that has just stayed in my brain for so long because she owned it right away. There was no time wasted on trying to solve how it happened or no energy was put towards that. It was just fixing it.
Let's fix it.
And so it's okay to make mistakes or to not like, just my dad gives the analogy, if you step on someone's toe, even if you didn't mean to, it still hurts them. So you still have to apologize. So owning it, if people could do that more, it would save so much time.
Yeah, but we know people lack emotional intelligence. So everyone seems to have an issue with apologizing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't remember, I think he did apologize, but it was just kind of like, why are we still talking about it after? I told you how I felt. I didn't like it. I don't want to keep talking about it. I'm not a diva behind it.
Yeah.
You were wrong. And let's just move on from it. And I don't need you to pick me up from the airport anymore.
So what are reinforcements that you've had to not get insecure and maintain that dark feminine? Like be confident in that.
In the dark feminine. So,
because I think like I'm just speaking honestly, I think a lot of men can convince women that they're going crazy or that they're acting like a diva or putting it back on them. And you're saying like you just have to hold your strong stoic posture. So how do you reaffirm, how have you changed that in your mind?
What you do is you basically watch. and I have someone that I do this with right now, right? You have to watch. It's not nobody I'm in a relationship with,
Okay.
but watch and you
Okay.
listen and you watch the conversations and you listen and then you take notes. You say, okay, that's not right. Then you go and approach, because you can't approach everything.
Right.
You can't confront everything.
Yeah.
You just gotta kind of.
It's a little bit of
Take
this like
notes.
hunter mentality,
Yeah,
right?
you gotta kind of take notes and be like, okay, can't confront everything, because then if you confront everything, then that gives the person the opportunity to be like, no, it wasn't like that, or no, I didn't mean it like that, or no. No, you let them do about 2 or 3 things.
Yeah, and I think that that's super valid too, and that will avoid the potential embarrassment or crazy girl thing, because where I have learned in business and in relationships that sometimes you don't hear it the way it's meant to be delivered, right?
Yep.
And so in those moments, sometimes I try now to lead with a question that then would confirm how I received it or that I'm wrong. And then that's like, okay, that's one.
I'm gonna tell you another thing that helps me stay confident when I'm making decisions, or if I gotta ask something. My daughter will tell you this. Most of the time when I'm asking a question, I already know the answer.
Right.
I'm asking to see what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, I already know the answer. I already know what it is. I know the answer to it. I just want to know what you're gonna say. And
If
how
you know
you're
the
gonna
answer,
handle it.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to know how you're gonna handle it and see if you're gonna lie in my face.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, people think you stupid, think you're not paying attention, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
So basically, you've also found strength in, like, it sounds like to me that you maybe have had this vision of the way someone was or the way things could be with you together as a unit. And then as soon as you take recon that it could be different, you start to take a step back.
We just talking even friendships, right? So what you do is you have to let people present in the way that they want. You know, you can't, like, if that's how you want to present, that's how you want to present. Okay.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I'm not with someone every day to figure out what their personality really is, but you just got to let people be who they are. And they'll show you different. They'll show you who you are as a person. Like, I am a serial entrepreneur, but I can be fucking unorganized. And I'll say, stop, you know, I'm good with this, but I ain't good with this, you know?
Right.
And then people will act like they have it all together, but they really deep down don't. And it'll unravel. You'll see it.
Yes.
You'll be able to see it. You'll be able
yeah.
to see it. It's nothing that they'll be able to tell you differently. And then from that point on, you make a decision. Me, I have friendships. Friends. You are my friend. Then I have associates. And then I have people that I talk to them here and there. We cool. It's nothing. I would never share anything with you. I would never tell you anything. I'm gatekeeping like a motherfucker when it comes to you, depending on how much I trust you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I refer to it like an onion. So it's like, who's at your core, and then every layer out. And depending on where things are in your love and your family is going to depend how far and how many layers you're going to extend yourself out.
Absolutely.
And when you just are, okay, my core is going to know this information as we go out, the layers, these people are not going to know any of this.
Exactly. So then that's just what you do. You make your own conclusion on things, and you put them in boxes, just like men, you know, or, you know, people that you're dating. You put them in boxes. Maybe you're not potential, but you can be someone cool that I can get a laugh with. Maybe we can go bowling, you know, something like that.
Totally.
But it's not going to be anything.
You have to redirect or reframe what the relationship is to you. Yeah, absolutely. I also will say that there have been a few times where I've utilized this method, which is still utilizing the questions, but that it's actually someone has positively surprised me in their response. So sometimes people are unaware at the way they come off, and so there have been times where I'm sure people have done this to me as well, and it's non-confrontational. Do you realize that it comes off this way when you do X? And it's just, some people get super defensive, but and just like you said, it's not what you would lead with. It's not what you start with. But for me, it's kind of like the last life raft. And if someone's like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. That's not my intention. I'm glad you told me that. I'm going to work on that. Then okay.
But also you got to watch that too, because people love to say, oh, it wasn't like that. You manipulated.
Right. That's fair.
Yes, it was. I hate that response.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like that.
But that's still a non-answer.
Yeah.
That's still something. That right there is also telling you that the life raft is gone, because that's someone that doesn't care. They're not actually looking at themselves. They're not looking at the relationship, and that's gone.
Yeah. Right. A lot of people don't have self-awareness too.
Totally.
They're not aware of things that they're doing.
Yeah. I'm too aware, to be honest.
I am too.
I need to let go a little bit more and just not care more. That's definitely. So I am someone that is too self-aware. And so then I doubt certain things, and I just need to like stand on it.
Well, be aware, but don't doubt.
Yeah.
Be aware, be confident, but don't doubt.
I'm open to being challenged, and I'm open to being wrong. But you're right. Like at some point you have to.
And also, when in doubt, ask one of your close friends. Like, listen to this and let me know before I move forward. Let me know what you think about the situation. That's what we have our close confidants for. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we have people true. Like you and I in place to say.
Tell me, do I sound like this? Yeah.
Do I sound like an egg? Does it sound like this is okay? What you think? Should I give him the boot? Yeah. Girl, give him the boot. Yeah, he got to go. He got to get out. People that you're not afraid to look silly in front of.
Yeah, 100%. And that have your best interest.
Right. I've definitely looked silly before, and I like being able to be like, girl, oh my God, you know. So
100%.
Yeah, I mean that's just what it is. So that's how light and dark. Did we go over light?
I think a little bit, just on the fact that we've touched on it with the not screaming.
Right. Okay. So light is like your presence, the way you carry yourself. You walk light on your feet. You ever be in a room with someone, you can hear them coming. You really shouldn't hear a woman coming. You should hear her like tip. Yeah. Tip, that kind of thing. Eye contact.
Right.
That's like light, like eye contact, like a smile, kind of like that. Smiling is like being in your light feminine. You want to smile all the time. It makes you feel youthful.
Yeah.
Your smells, the way you dress, your hair, your nails, your self-care, all of these things are light feminine things. The way you hug, the way you communicate, like through touch, all of those things.
The last person that I did Reiki with, she said that even there are actions or activities that lean feminine or masculine. And so if you're undergoing certain things, you have to lean into one. So it's the type of music that you listen to.
And you know the type of music I listen to all day.
It's lighting a candle. It's journaling. It's certain things that when things are super heavy or might feel like your workplace or things like that are too masculine, you have to offset with certain activities like this that just make you feel more balanced.
What activity do you think makes you feel more feminine?
I definitely get centered from journaling. It just helps calm my mind for sure. So that is for me, and maybe that's not even if there's too much masculinity in my life. It's just an instant calming thing for me.
It's music.
Yeah, you are.
Music and like dance. Like, I don't even have to be like doing like a whole number. It could just be.
Yeah.
I love that. That makes me feel in my feminine. I love music. Music just puts me automatically there. It'll calm me.
Yeah.
I can meditate to the music that I choose, because it takes me to like a place of like maybe my like family, like childhood kind of stuff. Yeah.
I guess music really does make me dream as well. I am a daydreamer for sure. I mean, I'm Pisces, wanderlusting, but I can get just lost. I can get really lost in music. And they say that you should pay attention to the lyrics.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
so that like if you're singing along to something, you have to pay attention. If you're just playing songs that are all like heartbreak and things like that, you have to offset.
I didn't, and this is being awareness, right? Okay. Being aware, right? I used to, when I was in middle school, I used to listen to so much Mary J. Blige. And maybe
Oh my gosh, tortured soul.
girl, like 2 years ago, I was in a salon listening, and I was like, why am I listening to this?
Yeah.
Like, I love her. I love her music, but some of this stuff, I'm like, huh?
I know.
The man got somebody pregnant. The what? It's really torture.
Totally.
It really is. And I just was listening, like being hypnotized by her voice, not realizing that I thought that was probably okay.
It's
like,
kind of funny because you know how back in the day we used to make playlists, but it would be funny now if we would make playlists to offset these, these moods so that by the end of your drive, you're balanced.
Right, you're balanced.
Yeah.
Because I just like the beat.
Yeah.
The words was really what was like being embedded in your mind. That's probably why I went along with some toxic relationships.
For sure.
Because I thought it was normal.
Yeah.
I heard it in my songs. Like,
totally.
So femmes, I hope you guys got a good idea on what light and dark feminine means. Yes. If you guys have any questions or you have any content, any topics you guys want us to touch on, discuss, anything like that, please let me and Stephanie know. Definitely. Please. And thank you again for watching another episode of Femininity by Rachel.